Yo, what is up, Brick Squad, and welcome back to another episode of Should You Buy. This is the series in which I give you guys a brief discussion of a LEGO set and ultimately answer the question, hopefully, or help you make an informed decision of should you buy a specific set. Today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars Slave One 20th Anniversary Edition. This is one of 5 total 20th Anniversary Wave sets that LEGO released on April 1st. First off, let's go ahead and discuss the actual box itself. It's got beautiful, beautiful box art here. On the top left, we have the LEGO Star Wars logo, which actually wraps around the entire box, which looks fantastic. On the left here, we have Slave One 20th Anniversary Edition, 1,007 pieces. Obviously, we have the Slave One box art showing the set that you're going to be receiving. However, what's more important to me is definitely got to be the 20th anniversary stuff going on. So here we have the logo for LEGO Star Wars 20th Anniversary on the top right. And down here, we do have the Princess Leia exclusive minifigure that comes in the set, which is no doubt a big reason why a lot of people, including you, will probably be picking the set up. And then on the bottom right here, we have the remaining figures. We have Boba Fett, Forlom, Zuckuss, which is going to be exclusive to the set, Han Solo, and then a Han Solo in Carbonite set, and of course the Disney logo. Taking a look here at the back of the box, you can see on the upper left hand we have the set number itself with the LEGO Star Wars logo, but more importantly and more exclusive to the set is going to be the bottom box art right here. You guys can see on the bottom right, we have celebrate 20 years of the LEGO Star Wars line. Right here we have the original Slave One, which definitely has improved. I think that's to say the least, but this is a set that's based off of from 2000. Here we have 4 of the other exclusive minifigures in the set, and then obviously we have the Princess Leia minifigure herself. Again, the exclusive figures to the set. Now we'll eventually have all 5 of these guys, and then we have some cool box art and images of the actual Slave One itself. So first things first, let's go ahead and jump on into the really minifigure that everyone's probably getting this for, the Zuckuss minifigure. This guy is actually going to be exclusive to the set. It's been a running meme in the LEGO community how we haven't gotten a Zuckuss figure. Well, now if anyone's building a Star Destroyer bridge full of bounty hunters, you guys can now finally have a complete squad of bounty hunters. Here, the Zuckuss minifigure, the torso itself is actually really nice. It's got some awesome brown and light tannish detailing. Legs for Zuckuss are the slope piece, kind of like the dress piece, which I am not a fan of. I honestly wish that all LEGO minifigures honestly just had the regular posable legs, but that doesn't really take anything away for it for me. This minifigure is awesome. Obviously, it is going to be exclusive to the 20th Anniversary Slave One set. Getting a closer look at the head here, I think it looks really nice. It's got some great detail, especially around the eyes, and then obviously where the breathing apparatus is. And you can see there is some continuation of where the helmet mold or the head mold is, and then obviously the continuation of the lines that go down the front torso of the Zuckuss minifigure itself. And then switching up here, you guys can see the back of the head, the really awesome detailing and molding for the different details on the back of the Zuckuss figure, and then some very simple details on the back of the torso and the back of the legs for the Zuckuss minifigure himself. Now moving on to the really only other relevant and important minifigure in the set is going to be the 20th Anniversary exclusive Princess Leia figure, inspired from the early 2000s Princess Leia minifigure. Now each of the minifigures does come with its own sort of unique display piece. Right here you guys can see we have a custom 4x4 modified plate printed with the 20 years logo, obviously LEGO Star Wars 1999-2019, and of course the Princess Leia name herself. And then obviously getting on into the figure, this should be a huge nostalgia hit in the face for a lot of LEGO Star Wars fans. I know it's been a while since I've ever held one of these really older yellow-toned minifigures. It's also great to finally see the return of the best weapon ever in terms of LEGO Star Wars history, the Megaphone Blaster. Obviously it's not the most detailed, nor is it the most accurate, but if you are a very nostalgic fan who likes to reminisce, this is definitely going to be a great minifigure to have. Obviously, the first time we saw this minifigure in terms of in the actual movies was in episode 4. On the Tantive, we have her white gown here. Very simple printing, obviously, because this was an older minifigure. So if you're looking for any extravagant detail, you're not going to find it on here. But the only other thing worth noting about the minifigure, obviously, besides its awesomeness, is going to be the 20 years logo printed on the back of the torso, which does make this minifigure exclusive to the set. Overall, it is super cool to have an old-styled Leia, and I'm very happy to finally add this one to my collection. And then getting on into the other minifigures, nothing too crazy here. We have the Forlom minifigure, which if you guys really want this minifigure bad, you can buy the Bounty Hunter Speeder Battle Pack, probably on eBay for a decent price. We do obviously have the Han Solo, which looks great. I'm not sure if there's anything too specific or exclusive about this specific figure to the Slave One set. It does look pretty mediocre in my opinion, but the detailing, as you guys will see, compared to this, and then obviously the Han Solo exclusive minifigure in the Imperial dropship is definitely going to be a huge step up. Definitely speaks to the sort of evolution of LEGO as it has progressed through the years. And the only other minifigure here is going to be the Boba Fett, which again, to my knowledge, there is no exclusivity. So for $120, you do get 5 pretty decent minifigures. All really do look nice. The The forearm's pretty mediocre. But honestly, the biggest two reasons why you guys should probably be getting this set are going to be for the Princess Leia and then the Zuckuss minifigure themselves. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Slave One. Now there's been a lot of criticism on LEGO's behalf for making so many Slave Ones in such a small amount of time. You guys will know that we got a Slave One obviously for a UCS set about 4 or 5 years ago, which is actually on its way out now, and then we obviously did get a UCS Cloud City that did also come with a Slave One, and now a couple of months later we are getting another one. So there's been a lot of backlash about that. However, I don't think that should really decrease any sort of appreciation for the set. I believe the Slave One is definitely one of the most iconic, and because it was one of the old original 1999 early 2000 sets, I think it's definitely worth noting about this specific set right here. Now one of the great features of the Slave One, we got to pull the camera back a little bit, is going to be the handle on the back here. It is very sturdy. All you have to do is grab it with one hand, and then you can obviously sort of whip it around and sort of yeet it around, which is fantastic. It's got a great play value. It feels sturdy too. You guys can see the back, it's all interlocked with Technic pins, so this baby is not going to fall if you drop it, however, and you are playing with it. It most likely will shatter, but honestly, the handle on the back definitely is a huge added bonus for the Slave One, because there's been not really a plethora of too many play Slave Ones that look great, and if you take a look at this compared to the Slave One UCS set, the details are obviously not as great, but it does definitely have some consistency, which is a great thing to talk about with the Slave One. And then the handle itself just folds very nice and seamlessly back into the bottom of the Slave One, and then boom, there you have it, a very nice sturdy build. Now obviously it does come with all of the sort of stereotypical, or I guess even just famous Slave One features. We have obviously the dual propeller guns on the front. You do have the walkway for the Slave One, which you can put the Carbonite solo guy in here. Now also to briefly discuss the Carbonite itself, this is actually a pretty outdated minifigure. Now if you take a look at the Han Solo minifigure that we got here, you guys can see there's a couple of noticeable differences. Most importantly, the hair piece. Now the hair mold on the actual Han Solo figure has more curves. It notably has a lot more detail, which is great. Now the semi-disappointing thing about the Carbonite piece itself, it does not have the updated mold for the hair piece. Now to me that's not a big problem, however it is definitely worth pointing out because a lot of people are going to be a little bit upset about the consistency. I personally don't think it's a big deal. I do wish that LEGO did make the newer updated Carbonite piece, but I think it all looks good in the end. Getting a closer look at the Slave One in terms of the detail around it, you guys can see it's pretty much made up of a couple of parts here. We have a lot of the red slopes, the red angled slopes, which looks great. And then obviously we have the wings on either side with the propellers. To the side here, you guys can see the more detail, the more gray tile, and just the overall really great aesthetic for such a really simple play set. And let's be honest, this set is definitely designed for play. This is definitely not designed for a display piece. However, I have seen some custom Technic display pieces for this version of the Slave One, so if you want to go ahead and pick that up, I'm sure you can find it on the internet. But if you do compare this side by side with the UCS Slave One, it does have a lot of great detail, and that's probably the most impressive thing about this set, is that it does have that very iconic Slave One look. It does look fantastic, but at the same time, you can pull the handle back and just have some fun with it. I think it's definitely the most important thing. So now, in the end, guys, would I recommend, should you buy the 20th Anniversary Slave One Edition? I would say yes. Coming in at $120, it is definitely worth it. I believe it definitely for the exclusivity of the Princess Leia minifigure, obviously a throwback. The box art is incredible. $120 actually gets you a decent amount in this set. Not only does it provide a really sturdy Slave One, a really nice looking Slave One, but you also do get 2 exclusive minifigures to the set, like I said before, Princess Leia and Zuckuss. So it's totally up to you. However, if you have bought the Cloud City and or the UCS Slave One and you really don't care about anything about the 20th anniversary set but the minifigures, I would definitely suggest going through Bricklink or eBay trying to find the minifigure itself. I know for a lot of people, because we've gotten so many Slave Ones in the past, are not really too fond of the idea of having another one, and that's completely fine. I definitely understand that. So in the end, if you want to prioritize getting the 2000 Princess Leia minifigure, obviously with the 20th anniversary printing, I would definitely say Bricklink is definitely going to be your option. But if you are someone like me who always likes to see new LEGO sets, I definitely think that going through LEGO is going to be your best option. So guys, that wraps up Should You Buy for the 20th Anniversary Slave One. Hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to smash the like button down below and let me know in the comments, are you guys going to be picking this set up? What other 20th Anniversary sets will you be picking up later on this week, if at all any? Make sure you guys stay tuned for the other 20th Anniversary set reviews coming very soon, and I will see you later. Peace.